Okay, so a lot of people, right? Whenever I have conversations with people, I would always tell them that I don't. I went to a good high school. I went to a college, preparatory, private school, but I didn't believe in going to college because my purpose, my goal in life is to become financially free and become very successful and make millions of dollars and retire my parents and pass on generational wealth and skills. But I believe that college would not fulfill my purpose and what I desire, and so therefore I did not go to college. I decided to go and do my own, non-traditional route kind of thing. If you guys go to school and you guys require whatever that you want to do requires going to college, by all means go for it. I never tell people don't go to college because this and that. If that's what you want to do and that's the job and career field that you want to do, go for it. But for me, I didn't need to go to college because it's not going to make me millions of dollars and, do what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, but a lot of people, they would ask me, they'll come up to me, or not ask me, but a lot of friends, we would just have communicate, not communicate, bro, what the fuck am I talking about? But a lot of friends, they would come up, we would have a conversation, and we would just talk, and we'll talk about school. And sometimes they're like, hey, what, bro, what you think about school? Like, you think it's a good thing? Like, why should I go to college? Why should I go to school? And you know what I'm saying? So what I would tell them is college is, like I said, right? Do go to college if it require your career requires for you to go to college. But I would recommend not going to college if you don't know what to do. So say for example, if you just graduated high school and you go to school right away, go to college right away, right after you graduate, but you don't know what to do. You don't know what you want to major in, you don't know what your career wants to be, you don't have money, you don't have life skills and experiences. I would recommend don't go to college right away because first of all, you're wasting time, you're wasting money. You might have to pay extra, take out loans, whatever. Maybe you wasn't doing good in high school. You don't have scholarships to pay for the college. You're wasting everything. You're gonna be surrounded by a bunch of bad influences and people who's gonna only negatively influence you. Maybe you're not the strongest individual, the strongest resilient individual. You might get influenced by the wrong people and crowd, and you're not gaining any life skills and experiences. So don't go to college in that sense. All right, but what I recommend is just working multiple jobs, 9 to 5 jobs, going to the gym, training, going to church, focusing on every component of your life, stacking up your money and life skills and experiences. And then after that 1 year is up, maybe you might decide what you want to do. And maybe you want to do a business, or maybe you want to go ahead and open up your own landscaping company that you did. I don't know, right? But that's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is if you are going to school, what can you learn out of going to school? All right, so let's say college, you go to school because you're trying to get your degree, but let's talk about high school, right? A lot of people nowadays, I know a lot of people. When I was growing up, I went to a good private school, but I grew up in the ghetto. And when I was in the ghetto, a lot of the other kids my age, they were going to public schools. And every time that the public school is easy, right, compared to the school I was going to. I was in a private school. It was like a college course. It was like a military school too. Like we had to do all these extra shit to graduate, and it got me well rounded. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good benefit. But a lot of the kids in the public school, they would only have like 4 courses. They'll go home at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. My school would finish at like 3 o'clock, and I would have to do sports after, so I wouldn't be home till like 7 p.m. And I would start school at like 7 a.m. Like it was crazy. And public school, they would start at 8 a.m., finish at like 2 p.m. It was like lesser hours, right? And lesser requirements and things to do. So sorry guys, I got a little bit sniffle. I got a little bit cough and allergies. You know what I'm saying? But um they were telling me like all these people they had this stupid ass schedule. It was so like easy and simple, but a lot of the times they would always flunk their classes and they would never show up to school. And people would tell me, oh, I don't want to go to school because it's pointless. I don't want to do this. It's not gonna make me get where I want to be in life. But I was looking at that. I was like, bro, the thing is, even if you don't want to go to college, even if you don't believe in school, maybe it's not going to get you where you want to be in life. But there's a lot of life lessons and attributes that you can attain from going to school every day, right? So when I went to a private school, what I learned was how to show up on time, how to never be tardy, right? I had to wake my ass up super early in the morning and stay super late and do all these other things. I learned fucking, we had so many resources, but with those resources, the school made sure that they pushed us to our peak capacity. We had to run, swim, do biathlons. We had to do all these courses, math, English, science, language. We had to do there's so many things that we had to do. We even had religious ed, bro, like Christian education. You know what I'm saying? We had so many things that we had to do. School would start at 7:30 and we would end at 3:10 every single day. And after that, from 3:30 to 6:30, I was doing sports, extracurricular. I would come home, do my homework, do YouTube, go to church, do whatever shit that I had to do. All right. But when I went to school, it taught me so many life lessons that I needed to know. So when I graduated high school, I can apply those life lessons to what I needed to do. Right. So for example, let's say the discipline part. School taught me how to be so damn disciplined. Right. We had to wear uniforms. We had to have like a certain style of haircut. We had to make sure we had belts every day. We had to make sure we had IDs on our right collar. We had collars. It was like a dress shirt, whatever. And pretty much, I was playing football my senior year, and my football coach was so fucking strict, bro. He said, "Bruh, you guys get caught. You guys no more IDs in school. I'm gonna make you guys run extra before practice. You guys gonna condition before practice. You guys gonna run. You guys gonna do bear crawls." You know what I'm saying? So it was so strict and disciplined. The whole, bro, we had to make sure that we was in shape. It was like the military. And even when we ate in the cafeteria, right, it was like a dining hall. We had a circular table, and each table had like 5 sitting chair or 6 7 chairs, and we would sit around the table. And every time that we ate lunch, every time that we grabbed lunch, right, we had like a buffet line. We'd have to grab a tray, we'd have to grab a physical white plate, and we would have to go ahead and grab like everything on the menu, you know what I'm saying? And then when we get to the table, we would sit down, and we would have to use the proper utensils. You know how people, they use their hands, or they only use like, whatever, the fucking spoon. We had to use a fork and a knife, and we had to sit properly. We had to sit up, and we had to make sure that our elbows was not on the table. I don't know what it is, but they think it's disrespectful when you put your elbows on the table. But those basic things in life taught me so many things, right? It taught me how to be disciplined. It taught me how to show up on time. It taught me how to be mentally, physically, and it was so challenging at some degree. But it taught me so many different skills and experiences that I can attain in my life and apply it in a different situation in my life. So the discipline, right? Let's talk about discipline. That same exact discipline that I learned and acquired in school taught me how to be so disciplined when it comes to my health, my businesses, making money, showing up to my 9 to 5 jobs, working at something that I don't see results right away. Maybe like, for example, with YouTube. My YouTube not big. My fucking channel, my main channel is only at 3.7 thousand subscribers. This channel is only at like 15, 11, I don't even know. It's like fucking like 10 subscribers. But I don't see progress every single day. It's little bit progress. Maybe I get 2 views, 1 subscriber here, 5 subscribers here. But the discipline is in me. The work ethic is in me. I have to keep going no matter what it is. Every day I strive to be better and better, and keep posting and keep working and making better quality content to help people, and to, grow my channel, make money off of it, and to fulfill my purpose. But even if the result is little, I'm still working. I'm still doing the discipline. I'm still improving. And you can apply that same life lesson and skill set to anything that you do. Discipline. When you're fucking trying to get healthy and you're trying to eat healthier, you gotta eat your 3 meals every day. You gotta make sure you eat healthy. You drink your water. You take your supplements every day. When you want to get in shape, you're going training every day, exercising, going after work when you feel tired, going whenever you don't feel like going. Just keep going and working and working and working. And you can apply those exact same things that I learned in school into different things and components in my life to make me a better version of myself. So when you go to school, you learn so many different life lessons. Even if you're in class and you're learning pointless things like math and geometry, you don't want to be a carpenter or construction worker. So you're like, why am I doing carpentry? Why am I measuring angles like I'm gonna be a carpenter? Well, maybe you're not learning the things that you're learning in class is not gonna benefit you in the long run, like the superficial skills. Like, oh, I'm not gonna learn how to do measuring this sort of degree angle. I'm not gonna do a 90-degree cut because I'm not a carpenter or I don't know, construction worker. But when you go to class, it teaches you to still learn. It teaches you how to show up on time. It teaches you to still learn things that you don't see any value in. It teaches you so many things, right? It teaches you even school, right? How to interact with other people, how to socialize with other people, how to go ahead and communicate with all these other kids and do this and practice your communication skills and social skills and your interaction skills, right? So there's so many things that you can learn in life, not in life, but in school that you can apply in the real life, right? So even if it was the most pointless thing in class, you're like learning some science shit and you're like, oh, I'm not like being a scientist, but you're acquiring different skill sets that you can apply in life that'll make you more successful. So never mind the superficial thing, you know what I'm saying? If you think a lot of the classes are pointless, like you're writing essays for like 10 years plus, like who the fuck wants to write essays in high school? Like why are you writing essays? We learn this shit so in elementary, but you're still writing essays, right? But it teaches you a lot of things that you can apply to in the real world when you leave high school. So I feel like that's the importance of going to school every day and showing up when you don't want and you think it's pointless and it has no impact on your, you know, your career wise or making money. But it does, in a degree, it does teach you a lot of life lessons, and it really does. And it makes you a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's the importance of high school and going to school and showing up, because you're going to learn a lot. Maybe not the superficial things, but in the long run, all those life lessons that you learn is going to be valuable. So you better go ahead and start showing up. Finish off strong. If you guys are still in school now, finish off your school year strong, right? It's almost Christmas. When you get back in January, the next 5 months till May, you finish it off strong and you keep grinding, okay? I promise you guys, I hated school. I fucking hated school. I was terrible in school at one point. I hated school. I remember in 2016, I was in 8th grade and I was just like going to school. It was like 6:30 in the morning. We had to get dropped off to the bus stop. I was sitting there and I was like, bro, I was like, what, 8th grade? I was like, what, 13 years old? I was like, oh, I just want to go home and play Call of Duty. And I don't want to do this. I want to go to the beach. I want to just hang with my boys. I don't want to go to school. I hate doing this. I was like miserable at that time. I was like, oh, I gotta go swim today at school. We had to do a lot of the PE program. We had to run, swim, do biathlons. In 8th grade, we had this biathlon, and I remember I was dreading it. I was like, I don't want to swim today. I don't want to go to school at 7:30. I don't want to talk to these kids. These kids are annoying. I don't want to have to do this math homework. I don't want to have to stay to 3:10 p.m. Oh, I used to have digestive issues too in school, and I was like suffering. I was like, oh, I don't want to go to school because if I eat lunch, I might get like fucking bloated and it might be uncomfortable, and I gotta survive to 3 o'clock p.m. and I gotta catch the bus, and my parents won't pick me up till like an hour after school finish. It was miserable. You know what I'm saying? But you got to push through. You got to power on, and you got to realize the value in what you do in school. You know what I'm saying? So value everything, and you can learn pretty much from any situation. And in school, you can learn a lot of things. Maybe not the superficial things, but the life lessons and whatever that you go through going to teach you a lot. All right? So I see you guys for another video. Yes, sir.